All right, welcome back. This is going to be game two between UNSW Phonezone and Monash University. Okay, if you didn't catch the first one, it was a crazy, crazy game. Went for quite a long time, a lot of kills. Monash were in the driver's seat for such a long period of time. They just couldn't quite keep it together.
Yeah,
Okay, they may need to use placeholders, which, I mean, look, it happens. At least they'll be a little less confused when somebody locks in Shogath.
yep. At least this time we're kind of ready for everything,
Yeah.
and yeah, we don't get confused on our own champion analysis during pick and bans. So hopefully they let us know which ones are the placeholders, so we don't get too
I'm sure
confused.
we'll
But
figure it out.
yeah, just tell if someone chooses Poppy or something strange that hasn't been played in a while.
All right,
Never
so
knows.
Monash now on the opposite side. I believe they're blue, looking to bounce back from that. And I'm not. I look. If they play the same game they played, they should be able to win this game as long as they just make a couple slight adjustments.
They don't really want to like make those mistakes again. Like if they run the same early game that they did before, right, and they don't try and push their advantage too far, which is what really cost them the game. They should be pretty right to win this game.
Okay, so the Diana ban coming out, the Yasuo ban also coming out. Alistair and Nivea, I'm not. And I can only assume these are targeted bans. Well, not Alistair. Alistair's ridiculous right now. But Anivia must be a targeted ban.
Yeah, there's so
Surely.
much target in this mid lane because there's a Varus gone as well, which I guess he's now more popular in the mid lane than he is in the AD carry position. And of course, yeah, we get that Diana ban because, like I said, TPZ had this strange reaction to Diana. I don't know if they're well prepared against it or they're just.
I don't think they were. I like the
Yeah.
Diana ban, but okay, last game you'll notice that TPZ did in fact ban Skarner. They haven't done that this game. Immediate first pick lock in, just as soon as it got through. Now let's see what they get out of it. So they've conceded the Skarner who has some ridiculous 60% plus win rate in solo queue or something like that right now.
Yep, that's
But
correct.
they're getting 2 picks out of it. So they better be good ones. I don't like the Morgana. I'm fine with the Sivir first pick. It clearly paid off for them last game. But I don't think Morgana is such a... I feel like Bomboy, maybe. Alright, so Bomboy, I feel like they with these early support picks slash, the Thresh ban earlier, I feel like they're trying to, maybe they think he has a small champion pool and they're trying to attack it. Maybe X Derek is just a Morgana main and he needs that Morgana.
Remember last game though, they banned the Thresh, so I guess now Monash picking up all these comfort champions for themselves as well. And remember, TPZ picked Morgana quite early on as well. So
Yeah, they did last time.
I believe maybe X Derek has some sort of comfort on Morgana possibly. Maybe that's why. I'm not entirely sure why there's so much priority on Morgana. But yeah, now Bomboy finally gets his Thresh because we did see the ban come out last game, but they opted for Diana instead, obviously.
I'm really interested to see what they're going to put Alid on. You'll notice that this team comp generally goes forwards fairly well, and they're still running a sort of peelish support, though one with catch. Kind of very similar to Braum in that regard, actually. Not so much in the way he plays, but in the position he may fill in a team. The Thresh. So, I'm really interested to see who the AD carry will be. As you know, I'm a big fan of AD carries as a role. I think it's really fun to watch. So I'm interested about that. My early prediction, just based on the comp, is probably going to be something that scales pretty well again, but maybe a little bit more aggressive, maybe like a Tristana.
I'm not entirely sure myself, but I want to see what TPZ pick up. They go for the Gragas, which of course is a very strong jungler in this meta, and they go for the Fizz, probably the Toasted, which I mentioned before in the previous game. People weren't tuned in then. Toasted had a very strong showing on his Fizz in the what do you call it, the round robin. So it'll be nice to see him on this champion. And as we saw last game, Toasties had a strong game as well, and probably one of the stronger players on this team.
Absolutely. Now, the Fizz, okay, Fizz, Hecarim, Aurelia, all essentially fill the same position in a team, and that's backline disruption slash, straight up like, straight up murder, pretty much. I think it's criminal the team was able to get to their 4th pick and get Gragas there. I don't think that's okay. I don't think that should ever be allowed to happen. But anyway,
Yeah, they still got it nonetheless, and I believe is it TPZ that's using the placeholder, or are they placeholdering on the side of Monash? I didn't quite catch it.
I'm not actually sure. They said they might need it, but they didn't actually confirm that they did.
Okay, yeah, because these picks still look pretty unplaceholdery, if I may say. But yeah, they're thinking about picking this last pick, and looks like it's probably gonna be the mid laner.
Okay, so Monash to me have doubled down on that early game. They went, all right, our early game was super successful. We got super far ahead. Let's play a comp that can get early picks, get that gold, and just snowball over these kids, right? Like they want to drop the avalanche on them. So Corki, Ari, and obviously everyone but the support essentially. So Hecarim, Skarner. But my point is, this is a lot of early game damage, like a lot of early game damage. And the idea is that it'll snowball pretty well, assuming they're ahead. They have to be ahead, though, for this to work out. Hecarim while behind, garbage. Ari while behind, garbage. But if they're ahead, this is going to be a very, very difficult team for UNSW Phone to make the same comeback they did last game.
Right, yeah, I'm also really, really excited to see this new Skarner too, because obviously you mentioned there's that 60% plus win rate at the moment on Skarner because of all the changes to it, and also people like to build that new Tiamat. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but it's built
Titanic Hydra.
Yeah, on Skarner because it works quite well for him because it's all about that flash damage, and also interesting thing that people can do with Skarner. There's actually a 2.75 seconds. CC for him, because you can go up, you can slow them with your E, right? And you go up and ultimate them, but you don't auto attack them. So then after the suppress finishes, you go and auto attack, and then they go for the stun. So I'm not sure, Lon, but does QSS work on a suppress?
QSS is the only thing that works on a suppress.
So yeah, I guess he might need to rush that, unless of course Evils does get one of these miracle spell shields.
Well, and he doesn't need to, like, he doesn't actually need to get a miracle spell shield. Let me explain, right? So who are you going to target with your Skarner ult? It basically only Sivir is a good choice. Now, Skarner they don't actually have to time it really, really like awesomely, because you see, Black Shield can be put onto Sivir, and then as Black Shield and Sivir herself can Spell Shield, and that's a solid 6 seconds of Spell Shield, where Skarner's just kind of standing there. So if they just layer it correctly, they can probably just kill him.
Okay, but yeah, well, we all will see that mid game, because I really want to see Monash really push that mid game spike, especially once Corki gets that Triforce. So we all know he gets pretty strong right after he picks up that item. And in terms of TPZ though, are they looking to play a slow game again, or what do you think is the objective? Oh, I guess the win condition for their team comp, Mom.
Okay, so TPZ, it's kind of weird. They've chosen an also very dominant sort of mid-game comp. It's less snowbally and more of a group comp. I mean, look at their ability to just kill people, right? Like, they're not particularly afraid of the Skarner because of the multiple spell shields. Fizz and Lissandra basically have built-in Zhonya's hourglasses, so it's really not a concern. So I think. So yeah, I think they're just gonna look to fight. Honestly, they're gonna hopefully not get completely like just wrecked out of 10 in lane phase again this time. But if they come out of lane phase fairly evenly, they probably expect to win 5v5s.
Yeah, but if they come out of laning phase evenly though, won't they be still kind of like meeting that spike for Monash? Because won't they have trouble during that mid game? You're gonna have to play it slow there.
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
even
no,
sure.
well, no. The thing is that the mid game from both of them is really, really good. Like it's super good from both of them, like legitimately. But Monash can afford to be alone, right? They still probably shouldn't, but they can afford to try and make skirmishy plays, like a 2v2s, 2v1s, 3v2s, things like that, right?
Yep.
But UNSW, they cannot. They cannot be alone. They must 5v5 in order to win this game. There's
Okay,
just
so
there's just too much catch, too much single target CC slash damage on the side of Monash that in 5v5 it's going to be really interesting, and I think I would give UNSW a slight edge. But yeah, no, Monash, like they can afford to try and make individual skirmish plays. So short, quick, dirty fights in the jungle. UNSW don't want to play that game. They like after lane phase ends, they want to be a 5-man goon squad.
I guess Monash will be looking to make sure they time those ultimates well, because you can, find out like, because obviously they really want to fight together. So if their ultimates are down, do you think they have this window to try and catch them in this phase, or what else do you think they
Okay,
can do?
so well, Monash are gonna have the crystals are gonna be a priority, believe it or not. They can completely change the flow of the game. So they capture the crystals for Skarner, means more move speed for Skarner.
Well, actually, Chris face checks this rush. Probably not the wisest decision, mate. And he gets taken down. First blood already going to Chenny G super early.
So I feel like I already went into great detail about how UNSW cannot afford to be alone against this team. That remains as true as it was 30 seconds ago when I said it.
Yep. And unfortunately, our Decimate already behind now because of that. Well, I guess the goal went to Skarner. It's not too bad, but unfortunate for him. And you don't want to face check Bush. Not the wisest decision to do, especially in the early game when teams tend to move together.
All right, so. But yeah, so if you look about right in the game again, you see the crystals, right? Now each of these they really do want to defend this because of the move speed, because of the short burst of vision. More than anything, right? They're also kind of bait. If you can keep vision on these crystals, UNSW will try and take them, and they're probably not going to try and move as 5 to do it, right? That's what a waste of time and resources. So I think defending the crystals could be a really fun and interesting way for Monash to catch people with, like you wait, you put Skarner nearby in a bush, Ari can come spirit rushing over a wall, it's whatever.
Yeah, we actually get a lane swap as well. So is this because they want Ala to have a good lane? But I thought Corki tends to have a good lane anyway against Sipper, or is that
Okay.
exception?
No, Corki actually does have a decent lane against Sivir. It's more there's a misconception that the spell shield is enough, right? That the spell shield is a soft counter to Sivir. A lot of people feel like, that Sivir is a soft counter to Corki. A lot of people feel like that's the case. I don't think so, right? Like I think just Corki harass, Thresh harass. I feel like they've just kind of gone for the lane swap because they're hoping that they're more comfortable with it than UNSW is.
They're looking to trip them up and
yeah.
put them
You can see both teams are going for the quote-unquote European lane swap, where you just try and shove the tower, and you'll see, in fact, Monash committing 4 people to it. It's called they're called the 4v0, and that's what it is. Now, here's the thing, right? In this 4v0, Sivir is opting to push the tower back, okay? Which I actually think is a mistake. If Sivir just sits and last hits, after this tower is taken, in all likelihood, Corki and Thresh will rotate back down bot. So even though they will have that, they will have killed that tower, Sivir should in theory be way up on farm, which she's not because she's also pushing. Now,
actually, they opt to go for Dragon. Actually, Lon.
Well, there you go.
And Chris actually gets charmed, but yeah, they're just going to trade in their mid lane. So actually, the tower is really low, so they're going to trade this Dragon for turret. Pretty early Dragon. 3 minutes 54 Dragon, so that's what's going to happen if you lane swap. You're going to have to give up that Dragon as well.
I think Monash should consider continuing to push. I don't think that first tower is actually worth the whole song and dance of the lane swap at all, to be perfectly honest. So look, Corki and Thresh come back to bottom lane, right? Corki's got a Ruby Crystal and a Blade, right? That's what he's gotten out of this. Siva is getting hidden farm the whole time. Oh man!
Oh, Chris jumps in and he gets charmed like point blank. So I don't know why citizens to jump in because his jungler's sitting around. He had a bit too much confidence, to be honest.
Okay, so Corki even defended his tower, right? So in theory he should have a big advantage, and he does, right? But the question is, can Corki afford to back again? Which he can't really, because he had to go through the lane swap. So when Siva backs, she'll be coming back with BF Sword guaranteed. Corki, less of a guarantee.
Right.
Which will make this a very interesting lane for Corki, which is why I don't like that.
Oh, Bomboy lands a hook onto Dare. Look at so much damage onto Dare right now. Bomboy accidentally takes the kill though, but still a kill nonetheless. 2-0
Absolutely.
for Monash at the moment.
The big situation I was describing doesn't come to pass if you just straight up murder their support, right? Like, if you just, you know, go, hey, Morgana, you're dead. Like, it's like that scene from The Crow, right? Where he's like describing the bird. You know what? Don't worry about it. Point is, they shoot the bird. In this case, they shot Morgana, and now she's dead. And that big long song dance I went into about strategy, completely irrelevant now.
Yeah, we actually get a pause coming out. I'm not entirely sure what's happened. Apparently, Ella DC'd, so we're just gonna wait for him to reconnect, and then we should be good to go. But I guess we'll just have a look around, see what potential build paths we could be doing, and looking at the vision. What else?
Don't touch that mouse. You got to see this bar go across the screen just like I do. All right.
Hey guys, don't go away just yet. We'll be back pretty shortly, so it's all good. We'll just talk about some of the things we could potentially be seeing in this game.
So mid laners, both mid laners have over 1,000 gold, right? Somehow, alright, well, so they've both got 1,000 gold in their pockets, so we're going to be seeing mid lane backs relatively soon. Ari can actually already afford a needlessly large rod, the new cheap, you know, the new cheaper needlessly large rod, only 1250. So Ari can afford that right now. That'd be an odd back, but I'm really interested to see what will happen after the first back of mid laners. Of course, if you look at the mini-map here, the pause seems slightly tactical, as, no, I know it was actually blue side that DC'd, but you'll notice, Lissandra actually getting 3-man ganks right now. Not very successfully, I might add.
Actually, Toasty's gonna get rushed by Hecarim. He goes down, he's slain as well, uses that ignite. Actually, Huju and Louis now trying to solo him as Royal. Goes down, 1 for 2 trade, but I guess it's more advantageous for the side of TPC because they get that assist out of it. A bit too much confidence in that solo kill, to be honest. And
absolutely.
Yeah, Skarner's sitting in that jungle, noticing that the jungler is top lane, and he's gonna go take some of that farm for himself. And he should be happy walking around there. And also takes
with the TP back to top lane. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, so now they won't have that. I guess the TP pressure for the next potential team fight. So that's gonna be down for just a little while. Homeboy roaming back down in bottom lane.
I mean, it did make sense. It was a cannon wave. Then Hecarim does need that gold pretty badly. He just got a kill, and here's the blue bar again.
Yep, something's happened. Someone's lagging, and actually, you'll notice, Lon. Is there any particular reason why I will decimate is that far in their jungle?
Because he doesn't give a damn. No, okay, so he's gone in to capture the crystals, right? So if he is successful, he captures the crystal, he has a lot of move speed right there. So it grants him vision, he can go take some okay, so if he captures the crystal, right, he feels safe. He feels like he can go take their gromp, go ward their buffs, whatever it is I need to do, because I have an escape route like at the ready. He's got his own little speed boost waiting for him to just, you know, to get out of dodge. So it's kind of not as ham as it might look, or at least there's some logic to it.
Okay, so he kind of looks like he's gone on bravery mode there, gone past everyone.
Also, you'll notice that. Wait, no, sorry, excuse me. Decimate is the Ari. I'm out of my mind. I thought you were talking about the Skarner. Okay,
no,
Ari. I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest. That's really weird. Why he went up there?
Well,
I
he
guess
did go
he
back.
was shoving. He did, yeah. He was shoving the lane. He was probably looking to see if he could get a catch and maybe put some wards down. Let me double check whose wards.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
okay,
does
so
go
yeah,
back.
it was an Ari ward that went into the jungle here. Okay, and part of that's because they're missing the top laner, but you can still see that he's just playing quite far forwards, even though he's missing the top tower. So they're probably expecting jungle pressure.
Aggression coming in here for Toasties, and here we do Lou right next to him. Too much aggression coming from Hecron. See if he can get out of here. Oh, he does a nice loop-de-loop, goes around, does a bit of damage to Toasties, and he's gonna happily walk out of there, and nothing coming out of it once again from the side of TPZ. And yeah, Ari comes back now, doesn't get that easy large rod, but she's still gonna get a kill as well. Nice play coming in from Monash. Actually caught me mid-sentence, unfortunately. Oh dear. Too much action happening right at once.
It's kind of the same thing as what they did to Lissandra. Terrible jokes. You said they caught you mid-sentence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been better if I should have saved that joke for after Thresh had hooked somebody, because the spell's called Death Sentence.
Yep.
I feel like I've missed an opportunity here. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Anyway,
what
Ari
does matter
not opting to get that easy large rod though. She's gone elsewhere. Yeah, actually, they steal the blue buff, so that goes away for Ari, and she's gonna have a nice time there. And still has her own blue buff, so Evil's gonna use that spell shit, gonna have that damage. And actually, Kenny G walking around in that bot lane, he does not have his ultimate. Probably just use it now in that mid-team fight. Actually,
the dive is coming, but so is Gragas.
Yeah, our Decimate is there as well. Here we go. We should be. The snare does land on Allard though. Good snare. And the hook lands onto X there. He's gonna get laid back. Got a bit of damage chunked out of it. Our Decimate still hovering around there. Decides to be wasted a bit too much time there. I guess TPZ noticed with their spidey senses there's something's going on. You know, they're playing a bit too aggressive here.
Well, they actually had the Ari. They could actually see the Ari for a little while there. It was the river bush was warded.
Right. Okay.
So they were playing the let's waste as much of Ari's time as humanly possible game. A favorite of children all over the world.
Yep, all fun and games here, but we get the dragon popping up in 20 seconds, and actually Lissandra now in this bot lane, she's probably looking to jump over that wall to go make some plays, but decides not to, walks back, going for that scuttler though. Actually, I thought he was going to go capture the crystal, but obviously there's that cooldown time, so you can't get it just yet. Now, come back to a more steady game. Skarner does pick up that Cinderhulk, so he's looking to go for that Juggernaut build that we were discussing earlier on in the game. And also Gragas looking to pick up the Cinderhulk as well.
Okay, so I believe Skarner just switched from the yellow ward to the red one. Probably, I guess, in preparation. If it was in preparation for the dragon, he was slightly too late on that one. But it doesn't look like it's gonna matter. He can't sweep. Can't sweep the area, but he wouldn't find anything anyway because this is a free dragon.
Yeah, unfortunately, TPC is not in position to get this dragon, so they're gonna take an even up dragon. But in the grand scheme of things, second dragon isn't too much. But you don't really want to start giving away objectives for free like that.
No, but the thing is, that was actually first dragon captured by Monash. That was their first dragon, so that was a noticeable instantaneous buff to their damage.
Right. So now, PPZ though, shouldn't they have at least tried to push a lane or something? I guess they just got caught out of position there and just gave away the dragon, unfortunately.
Well, all they really need to do for a little while is just not feed Ari. And not feed Hecarim. When it hits about 20 minutes, and But yeah, when it hits about 20 minutes, that's when I think TPZ are going to look to make their move. They probably believe they have the better late game calling, which, I mean, makes some sense after the last game. But Monash, I mean, okay, 2 kills went into Skarner. Now that's great. Skarner's got his early Cinderhulk, and here he's getting rolling and stuff. But these are not really ideal places to put these kills. 2 kills on Skarner, 1 kill on Thresh, 1 kill on Hecarim. It's not exactly the gold allocation you were hoping for if you're Monash. Because Skarner, while he can carry, it's not the same as a 2-0 Ari.
Oh, actually, Hoodoo and Louis walking straight past Bomboy. He still has that hook. He does hook him and uses everything on Hoodoo and Louis. Not going to survive this. Oh, he actually does. He flashes out of there. Toasty ultimate in, but the ultimate coming out from the side as well. Chris, super similar. He jumps out of there as well. Oh, Desmond jumping in the back. No, the Q doesn't finish him off. Bomboy now goes down as well. Chenny G goes down, and this has gone super poorly in what looked like a very nice pick for Monash.
Somehow.
And Toasty's still riding that momentum. Unfortunately, mate, no one else is there with you. But yeah, 3 kills for 0 in the side of TPZ.
Look, here's the thing, right? Somehow, Monash were the first ones to lose a person in that fight, right? And there's a message here. There's a message. Don't put 3 ults onto their tank.
Yeah, they used too much there. Like I mentioned, they pretty much just layered everything to try and kill him, and he still had belly flop, and obviously he belly flopped himself out of there with flash as well, and he was still fine. Yeah.
I believe the Sivir ult burned for it as well to help him get away. And even Lysandra, who also fell super low, was able to use that
Actually, we have a duel
path.
meanwhile in this top lane though, and oh, Toasty gets sorted out, just trying to rely too much on that minion damage, not able to get it. Bomboy just walks away from Kudu and Louis, but misses the hook.
As
but
that
yes.
hook misses. So that was a good play by Cute Nectarine because Hecarim's the speed of Hecarim's charge actually increases the longer he's charging before he hits something, which does mean more damage. So you'll notice he backed off for a second to give himself a little bit more distance to charge back in. So which has the double benefit of 1, Fizz can't kill you if you're out of melee range. 2, when you do burst back into melee range, you have more damage.
Right. Okay. So. Yeah, I guess because Hecarim does scale with movement speed, right?
That's right, yeah.
Ah, okay. That's interesting. And now let's look around on the vision for TPC. We do have a lot of vision coming in that bot side jungle. I'm not entirely sure what the particular reason is. There's a lot of wards just sitting mid to the right.
Well, what's happened is they've chucked a bunch of wards around Dragon for obvious reasons, though a bit late. TPZ, mostly defensive vision, as you notice, mostly around the bot lane, while Monash, I actually quite like their early game warding, or early to mid game warding. They're really aggressive with it, but they're quite efficient. The wards tend to be in just places that are going to give them a decent amount of information. Now, I really like the pink warding in the top here, by TPZ. They've placed it in a place where generally the opposing team will place wards that don't get spotted for a very long time. So and that's a great spot to ward if you're counter jungling or invading someone's jungle. So I really like that as a defensive ward because that will sit there for a really long time and it will definitely reveal a ward before it gets destroyed.
Yeah, and
well,
looking
almost
at the
definitely.
Yeah, that's actually can that pink ward see that little ward sitting in that red bush there? And actually, Tochi's gonna walk right into cute Nectarine and Nectarine. I see this. I knew I was gonna say it wrong, but anyway. Bomboy coming up to support him. And also, you notice that Corky does pick up his Triforce, Sivir picks up her IE, so they both just got a little bit stronger. Hoodoo Louis just runs into Ella. He's gonna belly flop his way out of there. And
the cooldown is disgusting on Gragas' Ash. It's so short. It's just disgusting.
Plays. Very popular champion to pick. And now I guess, oh, Decimate in a bad position, he gets locked up, ultimate comes down, nothing he can do, that killing spree for Hoodoo and Lou, probably not the best person to put that
on
kill
the hunt, still available, if they want to press the matter.
Yeah, they're gonna force their way through this turret. 5-man here in the fifth. Chenny G gets knocked up. The ultimate comes out. He misses the blade combo. The ultimate comes out. 4 hits as well. Here goes Hecarim in the backline. Double kill coming in for Alan. Eagles just auto tag as much as he can. One boys actually still has that hook. Eagles got bit too close. Triple kill coming in for Alan. He goes on to Toasties now. He sees Toasties backing. Can he get the quadra kill? So much damage coming down. Toasties running away. He gets locked up by X-Derek. Unfortunately for him, he does use to scrying. He really wanted that pentalon.
Yes, he did. You'd think of any team, UNSW would understand how strong the Hecarim ult into your backline can be. Like, after last game, you think they would have been prepared to play around that.
Yeah, but also I think it's a really good time for Monash to strike too, because considering that Alad just got his tripod like I was mentioning, so they did end up doing quite a significant amount of damage despite being ahead in
I mean, look at this Corky damage after picking the Triforce. That early spike on him is gigantic.
Actually, coming to contest this dragon, he misses the smite. Actually, Skana goes down, and Hecarim taking the dragon, but Alad able to fly out of there. I'll decimate now, just trying to peel away from this. Ooh,
so, yeah,
a lot happening in this short amount of time, Lon.
In future fights, if UNSW intend to siege towers, they need to stand close enough to aid each other, but not so close that more than one of them can be hit by an ult from Hecarim. Because if it hits 2 or 3 of them...
actually, I'll just get the flash on. He gets destroyed right in that. And actually, he gets a kill back on Lissandra, and now Hecarim doing what he can to try and survive and gets the fish. It doesn't quite go down, unfortunately. And trade for the mid laners, and PPZ is pushing this mid turret really hard. They're not going to get it though. They're going to run back away from it. Actually, as noticed, Lon, Siva got that actually, he was actually propped on the high because he get caught by Alad. Yeah, the Abris blade.
He needs to auto these minions. And keep moving as he autos them with the move speed buff that Siva gets.
Yeah, so they're going to go for this dive. He's still going to run out of there.
He probably
actually chooses to go kill the turret instead. He uses the distortion. Very nice. A nice snare coming up from Derek. Derek forced a flash out of here. Comes Hecarim once again. Killing spree for him. And he gets lanterned out of there. Happy to pick up that kill. Now, Monash sitting in a very good position now. Just winning a couple of team fights, and they're going to take this turret as well.
Not much to add to that, I'm afraid. Well, they're not quite team fights per se. It's again what I'm talking about. They're so good at skirmishing these quick, sharp, 3v1 pick fights. They're very good at those. As you noticed, the team fights when they've been full 5v5s have either been essentially draws or in the favor of UNSW. If Monash can keep catching people out like that though, even if it's not even just one person, 2 or 3 people versus the 3 or 4, and they're gonna have a good time.
Oh, Chris gets charmed max range. Hecarim gets locked up on the turret, gets was shut down. Unfortunately for them, no kill yielded off the Sandra, and Monash gonna probably maybe overstate their welcome a bit there, Lon.
Yeah, absolutely. Not respecting the Lissandra ult at all. Hecarim just, basically... I talked about, earlier, about the glue factory, but he just really just kind of stuck his head in the guillotine there. It was unfortunate. Especially against someone who, can defensively ult themselves, already got a black shield put on them. It was an ill-advised dive. And it cost them a tower top lane as well.
Yeah, I also noticed that Thresh picked up that Aegis, so there is a lot of magic damage coming in from the side of TPC, so that's probably a really good pickup for him. So now they're going to be a bit more tanky, but yeah,
absolutely.
Do you think now, looking at their lineup, that Dana probably should be looking into investing a bit more magic resist early on, or go straight for the I guess the Hydra build?
The Titanic Hydra. I do like the Titanic Hydra. Thing is, Skana, I think he should probably just go full tank. I think he's going Frozen Mallet, to be perfectly honest, which I kind of like. I like that a lot, in fact. But it's not really going to be on him to carry the game. to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
His job is going to be disruption and lockdown. And the tankier he is, the more damage he will do. Because he does quite good damage just from his abilities and his autos without building too much. So, look, I don't know. I think I would have liked to have seen a more peel-based jungler like a Gragas.
Oceanic gets locked up though, and once again the Hecarim in the back, he gets exhausted though. So much damage coming in from Lissandra. Trojan's in the backline himself. SCVU to kill though. Unfortunately, he gets taken down by Alice, and now Bomboy gets locked up. Xterra taken down as well, and Chenny G just roaming around there, taking no damage whatsoever. This Skarner, so tanky right now.
Absolutely. See, that's his job, right? He doesn't need to worry
about
he
goes for the flash play on the Chris. Nothing he can do there. Unfortunately,
that's also
too much
his job.
CC layering right there. That's Skarner for you folks. And the dragon coming up in 1 minute, so look at how much vision Monash have right now.
Yeah, but we were at this point, right? We were at this point last game. In fact, UNSW were further behind last game.
This is true.
So
and I guess
we'll see.
Monash do. Hopefully they don't do what they did last time and don't let the nerves get to them, and they play to their advantage wisely. Don't push stuff too hard. It's like, we have the advantage, boys. We can chillax, you know, grab a drink, you know, sit around, go to the pub, or if they're a bit younger, have a nice chillin' orange juice, sit there watching some TV. One boy actually,
like, I say some weird stuff, but that was a really specific like scenario. But that's okay. Like, anyway, look, here's the thing, right? Monash, they clearly like making plays, right? Did you see that Hecarim ult over the wall? Just whew, and that perfect angle caught him out. They really like making plays, and they're good at it. But sometimes it seems like they give themselves enough rope to hang themselves with this ability to make plays, because they seem pretty good at executing them, but not necessarily knowing it's when it may be a better idea. The discretion may be the better part of valor.
We actually get both teams now hovering around this dragon. Who are doing Louis? Gonna try and stop JG from taking that crystal. Actually, the spell shoot comes out from the hook for Evils, and Lissandra ultimate forced to proc in the back because Ari trying to make a flank there, and I believe On the Hunt was procced as well, so that's going to be down as well. But they do have the Scuttler still.
And Talisman of Ascension.
Yep. Oh, the hook goes pretty and here right on the Chris. There you go, Hecarim in the backline once again. He's going to get locked up though. And actually, Chris flashes out of there. Hoses gets the kill. Kenny G in the front. Ali is dominating. The hook goes wide, but they're going to go look at Dragon. Evils now throwing that boomerang, trying to stop what they can, but unfortunately for TPZ, this Dragon is going to go to Monash.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? One, obviously Lissandra got caught and it was terrible, right? That was bad news. But Monash currently in the midst of a Corki power spike, right? This is as strong as Corki's going to be, relatively speaking, right, to the rest of the team. And he does a lot of damage right now. In fact, Corki's so strong that when he caught them, he Valkyried into the middle of the enemy team to flash back out for the Valkyrie damage, and they still won the team fight. Does that sound like a winning recipe to you? Like,
well,
Valky into the middle of the enemy team to flash back to where you were. That's how you get the big damages, right?
Like you did say, Lon, this team really likes making the plays, and that goes to show that every one of their members on their lineup do like making plays. Even the AD carry are going to flash in there. Do all these crazy plays.
You know what they call that? You know what they call it? They call that the Valkulizer, because it's Valkyrie and they use it like the equalizer from Rumble. I didn't come up with that. That's just what they call it. Like, I didn't come up with that.
I've never heard that before, so it's kind of new to me. Okay. Everyone just going back to normal. TPZ once again in the situation where they're going to try and find Monash in doing these awkward engages to try and catch him in a mistake, and hopefully inch their way back into the game.
Also, oh yeah, sorry, go. Yeah, please continue.
I was saying, like, the gold difference is about, you know, 2.5, nearly 2.5 or 3.5k. So it's not too bad as it was last game. So it's not like they're out of this game just yet. It's pretty. And as the game goes on, that gold lead is going to be worth less and less, to be honest.
Yep. It's true.
So what were you going to say just now, Lon?
Okay, part of the reason they won that was because of that fake from Ari. Well, it wasn't even really a fake, right? So Ari had to use Spirit Rush to get away, okay? Because she went into the flank, which was ill-advised. But what happened was, Sivir burned on the hunt, and Morgana burned Talisman of Ascension in order to catch Ari, who ulted away. Now, Ari's Spirit Rush is an important ult for Ari, but On the Hunt is an important ult for the entirety of UNSW. So, when she was able to do that, it put them in such a strong position for that fight for Dragon, and then they didn't even need it because they just blew Lysandra up and it's all she wrote.
Also, I noticed that I'm not sure if Fizz had that Triforce during that team fight because he would have spiked as well. So now we see 3 Triforces in this game. So it's already been one of the situations. Oh, the flash coming in just right onto Evil. Alad is now godlike 7-0-2 on this Poppy. Now, very, very strong. Even those sword boots as well. So you're going to smite that away. But yeah, good catch there by Kenny G, the flash ultimate.
Yep. It was certainly certainly unexpected. You know, if you Skarner in a bush for like 12 seconds, he goes Skarner. Like
oh, look at that! The charm that's over the wall. X there are gonna go down. Nothing he can do there. All by himself, trying to go for the ward over Baron to check, but yeah, Monash on top of things, ready for it. Goes straight for the pick.
The big plays. The big plays.
Yep.
Monash not able to actually take the Baron off of this, and they're not even going to attempt. And part of the reason for that is because they've got a big wave of following bot lane that is pushing down, kind of forces their hand a little bit. So if UNSW were thinking about the Baron, now is probably the time. It's actually unwarded, but I guess that particular window is closing very quickly. And if it closed with their hand, you know, still reaching through, it'd be really bad.
Yep, for sure. And now we're starting to get, we do get Skarner's, I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's called the Titanic Hydra. He's completed that, so yeah, I want to see him use it. What are the exact new actives it's got on it? What does the active do, Lon?
Okay, so it cleaves, right? But then what happens is when you activate it, all cleave damage to all the targets is increased for the next few seconds. Well, no, sorry, your next basic auto attack. So when you activate it, your next cleave is improved. But more importantly, it's about the fact that it has base regen, health, and attack damage. That's what it's about. So health scaling with the Cinderhulk is gigantic. Anything that multiplies by percentage in this game is super strong. That's why Infinity Edge has been the strongest, you know, AD carry item, except for a brief period where Bloodthirster was OP since the game came out.
Yep. And now Hecarim picking up that Frozen Heart as well, and got that Spectre's Cow. So he's really, really beefy as well. So he's just gonna run in that back line, like, hey guys, let's have a party. Goes in, starts throwing his axe around. Oh, is it an axe? Yeah, spinning his axe around.
Hecarim?
Yeah.
I'd call it like a glaive. That's what I'd call it. Like, looking at him. Okay, well, look, I'm sorry, this skin is definitely an axe.
Yeah.
Because this is the Headless Horseman one, which, to my disappointment, has a head.
Well, actually, Chris gets locked up. He's going to use that spell shield to get himself out of there. And they're going to go for that blue buff. You can clear some vision as well. We're back to a steady game, but I guess a small win for Monash squad, taking that blue buff away from Chris.
UNSW should have gone in for that, like really, really hard. They should have gone completely ham on that. They knew Hecarim was top. They saw him clearing waves like 2 seconds beforehand. Well, either way, they're going to have to go now because they do not want to hand over 4th Dragon.
Hecarim does have that TP as well, so...
And here it comes. They're forced
to
peel back. Here comes the
TP. They run back. On the Hunt is used as well. They're going to peel back. And actually, Chris is in the back over by himself. Oh, that's not Chris. Oh, what am I saying? I'm getting all these names confused now. I meant Hecarim, but yes.
It's very disappointing to me that UNSW actually surrendered the Dragon after that, because they fought one. What is with these wards? Alright? Like, UNSW are just like, alright boys, we don't have enough vision. I want to be able to see those little critters that despawn at 1 minute 30. Right? Like, that's how much vision I want at bot side jungle. It's like, are you sure, Mr. Shotcaller? and maybe we should clear that pink. No. Just more wards. I'm obviously making a joke. My point is, like, this is not helpful. Like, everyone says wards win games. 100% true. This is not helpful. You don't need 7 wards in one. Sorry, excuse me. 6 wards in one jungle quarter. 1/4 of the jungle. They've got 2 wards in the top side, 2 pinks, 0 pinks, and about 1 million green wards in the bot side jungle. What is going on?
No clue, Lon. I guess it's good as mine, but I guess they're really uncertain for that team fight. They didn't want to get picked off, I guess. Making sure, extra sure there's no hidden brushes of death around there.
Funnily enough, UNSW actually has 2 wards on the Baron, continuing their philosophy of if we just ward all of it, then we'll win. But this is going to be really integral. Look, just like last time, this game is going to come down to Barons and Dragons. UNSW must defend the next Dragon, and they probably pretty much have to defend this Baron as well, because the Baron dump minions are going to be able to take towers while Monash tries to dive. And I promise you, once again, Monash will try to dive.
Yeah, they tend to do that. They like making plays. Even all their entire lineup likes making plays, and they're looking to set up this Baron bait, or I guess start it actually. They're going straight towards it.
I don't think there's any bait about it.
Yeah, and Bomb Boy gonna hook himself in, trying to run away. The TV comes in as well. Actually, he's really low, and the blue team take the Baron now, and the TP comes in, and here we go. Chris forced to ultimate himself now, and here you go. Cute next turn. Ulti's in the back line. I will decimate. Will take down Lysandra to go on a killing spree. Now Monash does have the Baron. And a nice flash coming in for Ultimate to take out Evils. And now Monash finally get the Baron, and they're gonna push this advantage. Take that mid turret and possibly an inhibitor as well.
So I think the loss of last game has affected Monash in an interesting way, right? Rather than like making them depressed, I think it has actually put them on tilt in a sort of aggressive way. They're playing like they've got something to prove right now. So I guess tilt is the wrong word, but it can be a negative. However, this game, they seem to be getting the positives out, not the negatives, right? Like you can try and make up for bad games or bad play and go ham next game and have it really fail for you. But because they invested so heavily in this really cool snowball playmaking comp, right? That all it does is make plays. That's 100% of the comp's like job, right? Except for Corky, who's supposed to just clean up after the plays. Like it's the CCC, like the Corky cleanup crew. Like anywhere, anytime, 24 hours a day, we'll send a van. He'll do your carpets, windows, whatever. Doesn't matter. But yeah, Corky's job is literally just to make sure that people die. He does good damage, but mostly his job is just to poke and then just finish them off.
No, Lon, I had a good analogy. Took the thunder out of my analogy that I was gonna do. Kept talking, but it's all good.
I'm sorry. Only I'm a... What is like the verb of making analogies?
I'm not entirely sure. Remember, I'm terrible at English, so it's good stuff.
Chat, help me out.
But yeah,
how do analogies like what's the verb of making an analogy? Anybody? I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. Apparently, like, Gamestah TV will not tolerate any hint of racism in the chat, which, I mean, I think we can all appreciate that. Though, I didn't actually see what the message was, so I can't, make a judgment call. Either way, much more chilled than last time. Monash slowly pushing in. You can see they've already set up a push top lane, and now they can pressure the other 2 lanes. The minions are going to pressure mid for them. So all they need to do is just chill out, just wait for the opportunity. The fact that the minions have Baron, right? Like,
actually, this was actually very reminiscent of last game where they forced to get a turret too hard. Actually, who doing really gets hooked, but nothing comes out of it. But yeah, they're gonna take it slow this time, not brute force their way, sorry, through the turret and get punished for it. But they take an inhibitor, walk out of there, all good.
I talked about enough rope to hang themselves. Right now, Monash have actually calmed down. They are slowly closing the noose. They're taking all of the gold out of the jungle. They're training minions into the towers, so a lot of the gold is lost. It's very, very difficult for UNSW to pull back from this game unless something silly happens. And again, they've got decent wave clear one more time. Maybe not quite as good as it was with the Victor, but Lissandra can wave clear.
And now though, 30 seconds to that ever so scary 5th dragon. If Monash get there, they're probably have enough confidence to end the game right after. They're just waiting it out, waiting for that dragon to spawn, denying the vision, making sure that TPZ have no knowledge of them doing it, or catching them in awkward rotations.
This cannot be allowed to happen. Right? Like, if they get ace, that's game, right? But if they give up dragon, that's also game, so they have to risk the ace. I mean, it could actually not be dragon. Sometimes it's hard to make plays off of that Baron, the dragon.
We're doing Louis, using that explosive casket. Here we go. Shoot next to comes in. He catches Hoodoo, he's by himself, forced to flash over the wall. Here we go, the almost coming, the entire team jumps over the wall. Evil's gonna use it on the heart. He goes down, unstoppable with the title deathmatch. Chenny G uses that ultimate, a triple kill, or actually double kill, I thought it was a triple, my bad. Double kill coming for Idle Deathmatch. That makes this game now looking like Monash gonna end this game. And make it a 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely. And Corky's this close to having a perfect game, really, so...
Yeah.
Oh, Lissandra!
Lissandra gets Phonezone, she's gonna eat herself out of there. Just barely survived. That person is using that fish, and it's not gonna do too much. It's really actually a giant rabbit, not a fish. I'm sorry. So he's gonna jump right back in the fountain. And that's game 2, folks. 1-1 to tie up the series now. Anybody's match now. Match point both teams.
Absolutely. So, Chris JRDB, he better be like, if I'm that guy, I'm sweating bullets, because he's been dumpstered both games so far. Right? He pulled it back as Victor, because Victor is such a, he's so relevant throughout the entire course of the game, no matter what you do. But Lissandra, she's a great control mage, and she can do some fun stuff, but her wave clear is not as good as Victor's. Granted, she can do catches, but why are you going to play the catch game against Skarner, Ari, Thresh, Hecarim anyway? Right? Like, I think UNSW should have tried a little harder for a team fighting comp. They've also opted for sort of a semi-pick comp, but it's sort of it. They both teams do very similar things, and we saw that as the game played out. Unfortunately, the Monash comp is it's a lot more pure. There's less utility. It's more dedicated to what it does, and that really paid off.
Yeah, congratulations to them. This time, they didn't let the pressure get to them. They're able to slowly inch their way into the victory, and now we'll see. Now that Monash have the momentum going into game 3, we'll see if TPZ can bounce back and take the victory, or Monash can ride that momentum to victory and make their way to Sydney to play in the finals.
That's right.
We'll catch you guys next game.
Yep, we'll be right back.